Hey, it's Dr. Dawn, and guess what? We are on live this Thursday night. We're going to be doing some shadow work tonight, some live shadow work. And so you guys know how we do it. We're going to do live shadow work. We're going to have everybody in the chat sharing their input, their comments, their questions. We're going to do it all tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to count it down and allow people to come into the chat on all of the platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We live on all of them. And so we're going to count it down for 30 seconds to allow everyone time to come into the room. So let's count it down. See you in a second. Hey, okay, we're back. We're back. Everybody's coming in the room. We are live on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. We're on 3 platforms tonight doing this shadow work session, this live shadow work session. And so because we're on 3 platforms, you guys, I'm going to be scrolling and looking across all the platforms at your comments and questions. So if I don't get to your comments or questions, immediately just hang in there. Hang in there. I'm going to get to it. I'm coming to you. You guys, I am so excited tonight. Look at everybody coming in the room. I love, love, love it. You guys are on time. Yay, yay. I love promptness. We're going to be doing a little shadow work tonight. We're going to be doing some shadow work in the area of dealing with the collapse of the narcissist timeline. Yeah, yeah. We have to look at how this collapse in this timeline dealing with narcissists is now affecting those of us who are trying to do our shadow work, right? We're trying to heal, we're trying to grow, we're trying to evolve, and most of us have these childhood traumas that were brought on by a lot of narcissists. In most situations, these narcissists were our parents, right? Because see, we need to first understand narcissists don't always have to be males. Y'all always associate them with being men. It ain't always men, y'all. Women can be narcissists too. Hello. So let's first get into that and realize that it ain't no prejudice when it comes to narcissism. No, it is not. And so, because this planet right now, y'all, we evolving, the frequency is elevating, we moving forward, we're starting to move into our awareness of who we are. We are stepping into our almost light body versions of ourselves. And so because of that, we are causing timelines to collapse, aka that narcissist timeline. Okay. So before I get started, let me say hey to the people. Hey, TikTok. Y'all coming on in. Thank you for joining. Hey, YouTube. I see YouTube. Oh, y'all coming in too. And then Instagram. I see you. You guys are coming on through. Come on in. Y'all come on in. Now, on all 3 of these platforms, I should at least have 100 eyes on me. 100 eyes on 3 platforms. If I don't got 100 eyes, something ain't right. Because I am giving you information that was divinely given and downloaded to me to share with all of you, okay? On TikTok, I got a little quota. They said, look, you're going live so much, you got to start making goals. So my goal on TikTok is to get at least 20 little hearts, whatever that means. I'm trying to get 20 hearts, TikTok. So y'all help me out with the hearts. Hey, y'all. Hey. And so on YouTube, look, I'm going across these platforms. I'm going to learn how to play on these lives like the kids do. They be like having all these little things floating on the screens when they on there. These little like images. I want some images too. Y'all like my video now. If y'all like it tonight, y'all click that like button. Let me get a couple of likes so we can exchange some energy. I'm going to give y'all energy. Y'all give me a little back with them likes and click the buttons. And over there on TikTok, y'all give me some hearts. Okay, give me some little hearts. And so, okay, I got that out the way. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Dr. Dawn. I am an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger. And what that means is I'm the go-between, honey. The go-between between you and your spirit team. I'm the one in the middle, relaying messages from your spirit guides to you, to the collective. And tonight, I got a message, y'all. I got a message I'm going to be relaying to you guys from the higher realms, and it is regarding the collapse of the narcissist timeline. So let's talk a little bit first about what a narcissist is, because let's make sure we all on the same page, baby, because that title has been thrown around so much. Everybody's a narcissist nowadays, right? So let's make sure we understand what we mean by narcissist. So a narcissist, you guys, is someone who is overly self-absorbed, someone who is often vain and selfish, has an inflated sense of self-importance. Y'all know anybody that's a narcissist? Hey, do I got any narcissists on here? Raise your hand. I bet y'all won't do it. Y'all scared, ain't you? Don't be scared, narcissists, because this is your time to step into your awareness, because you're evolving too, just like everybody else. And so for many of you, you are stepping into your part of your journey where you're in the collapse, but the collapse is so you can awaken, all right? And so let's look at the spiritual kind of undertone in terms of why or how a narcissist develops. Because I think most of you say, oh, they was born that way, right? That's what y'all thinking. They came in this earth that way. Well, kind of, sort of. Some people who are narcissists came in with some kind of predisposition to being a narcissist because of their DNA and some of their past life traumas. So that is right. Some people come in with the life path of being a narcissist. However, this life path develops due to some things that happen when you are in your younger years, usually during childhood. Now, how might you guys guess a narcissist develops? If I say they're overly self-absorbed, they're vain, selfish, what do you think their childhood looked like that probably pushed them in that direction of being a narcissist, huh? Maybe they were one of many children and they didn't get a lot of attention. Maybe. Maybe they had to feel like they were in a competitive nature when they were growing up, because maybe that was something that was instilled in them by their parents. And it caused them to be a little self-absorbed or become self-absorbed because they kept constantly trying to prove themselves or trying to make themselves look better than other people. You see, let me keep rolling with this, because I want y'all to see how this narcissism comes about. And it don't just come about when you're an adult, it comes about when you're younger. You kind of walk into it and formulate into it. You morph into it, if you will. Because some of y'all narcissists on this live, but y'all don't know it. So we're going to help y'all know it tonight, because you were drawn here for a reason, okay? And so now that we know kind of like the backstory to a lot of our narcissists, hey nephew, now that we know the backstory to a lot of narcissists, let's talk a little bit about how they are appearing in your life. Because before we talk about their collapse, yeah, because they're collapsing, baby. Before we talk about the collapse, let's talk about how they appear in your life so you can recognize them. Because a lot of y'all are trying to clear away these shadows because y'all had some narcissists that put some of them there, okay? So a narcissist could appear in your life as someone who is grandiose, honey. Somebody who is has this unrealistic sense of superiority. Honey, they believe that they are unique or special. Like they're doing something that ain't nobody else doing. They can have a 9-to-5 job just like you and I. But the way they describe their 9-to-5 and how they do it, you would think they were doing something different. That's how narcissists do. They do. They perpetuate this whole notion that what they're doing is so much better than you. And y'all could be doing the same thing. Same thing, okay? Look, next, let me tell you something about a narcissist. Baby, they need to be admired. They have a need for admiration. They require constant, excessive admiration and feel entitled to specific treatment and privileges. Like they walking on water and they doing something that is so mind-boggling or so provoking that you need to bow down to them. You need to admire them and what they're doing. Again, you guys could consider yourself on equal footing as them. You don't see no difference, but yet they feel like you need to admire them. Come on. Next, narcissists lack empathy. Baby, they can't put themselves in your shoes because your shoes is beneath them. So why would they ever want to see what it's like to be in your shoes or to pretend to be in your shoes? Most narcissists lack empathy because they take other people for granted and they exploit them. Come on. Narcissists have a hard time like recognizing your pain and recognizing what you're going through because it's insignificant. That's what we mean by they take it for granted. It's very insignificant. So a narcissist may, God forbid, for y'all in relationships with narcissists, that's a whole other ballgame. Now, it's one thing to be a child of a narcissist, but to have some type of relationship with a narcissist, be it an intimate relationship, a friend relationship, like what whatever relationship you in, you better get ready, especially if it's an intimate one, because baby, your feelings will be taken for granted all the time. Okay? And you know what you do? Because look, narcissists, I just said they lack empathy, but guess who they attract? Empaths. Now go figure that. A narcissist don't have empathy and they attract beings who do have empathy. Now why do y'all think that is, babies? Because they got something to play with now. They got a game that they can play because they got the person who is the polar opposite of them. And now they can stand in their superiority because now you got somebody who is the complete opposite. Somebody who loves, admires, can put themselves in your shoes, can, it's not grandiose. They're very kind of, laid back, sometimes submissive, sometimes quiet, like the total opposite. So it is a narcissist's dream to be with an empath, an empathetic person. So if you say, well, I know a narcissist, I know one, you better look at you because you're probably an empath, okay? And so look, let me tell you how else you know a narcissist. They love to manipulate behavior. Yeah, see, they will try to please and impress people. Yeah, at first, they'll try to please and impress you. But then, honey, then they will slide their own needs into the picture. So a narcissist may impress you with all these wonderful things. They may be materialistic. They may say, "Ooh, I got this good job. I got this money. I got this wonderful house." And they try to show you all the things they can do for you to reel you in, reel you in, reel you in, reel you in. But then guess what? They're going to tell you what they need from you. And then that reeling in is going to stop. Once they got you in, it ain't going to be no more showing you what they got, trying to impress you. It's going to be, now, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? And you ain't going to never do enough. You will never do enough, right? Come on now. Is this hitting home? Who knows a narcissist? Come on, y'all know some of these characteristics. You just do. And so look, now in this timeline collapse, this energy and frequency that we're in this energy and frequency, you guys, right now, that their actions are starting to catch up with them. It's reaping season. It's reaping, baby. They get ready to reap the seeds that they've sown. Now, we're not doing this live because we're excited, because we're applauding it, because we're celebrating the downfall of narcissists. That ain't why we're doing it. That ain't why we're doing it. We're doing it so you all can heal. You all can heal. Because see, most of you, although you know you have had many narcissists that have contributed to your stagnation and your feeling as if you have energetic blockages and things that have happened in your life path as a result of it, many of you are still waiting for the narcissist to change so that you can heal. No. That's not how this is going to work. That's not how it goes. You leave them where they are to get to their collapse, and you heal, get in your happy space, and you move on while they're still being them. See, that's the part a lot of people miss. They're waiting for the narcissist to change. Because you keep saying to yourself, and I'm guilty of it too, I'm guilty of it. You keep saying when the universe throws things at them, you say, oh, they're going to get it now. They're going to get it now because they keep losing their job. And the universe is trying to show them, don't be bragging about this job, baby, because it can come and go. So then the universe, you be going, okay, they gonna get it. They got it. Nope, they ain't gonna get it. Then another lesson comes. You say, oh, their health is compromised. They gonna get it now. They gonna start to see. They gonna self-reflect. They gonna start to realize that what they done did to other people and said about them is coming back. Boom, they about to change. Get ready. Here it comes. Nope. Still in it. So see, and your shadow as a result is facing the effects of this. So you no longer are going to try to wait for them to change. You won't change by moving out the way and allowing them to continue to live life like they're living it while you go find your happiness, okay? All right, now, With narcissists, now, who has narcissistic parents or have narcissistic parents or parents? Usually, with narcissists who have children, their kids are usually estranged. Yeah, they get to a point where they say enough is enough is enough. Okay, they usually recognize that this person is selfish, cold, and have moved into their lives, and they start to exclude the narcissist. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. If you got a parent, the one that's the narcissist, baby, you probably way over here now in the distance. See, up until now, or up until your awareness, you say, I got to act a certain way out of respect. I got to do it this way out of respect. No, 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 no. There comes a time in the narcissist path, in the narcissist journey, where the children awaken. Baby, it's set up that way. It's set up. Okay? And so the old age era of life, the old age era for a narcissist, baby, is usually a very lonely place. Because their past usually comes to the forefront, whether they recognize it or not. And their home environment is usually very toxic and unsteady, if you will. Think about the narcissist, and think about their life. Think about the way it is, okay? So you will never see happy created in an older age narcissist. You won't see happy. You won't. You won't even see loving family and friends around this person. Somebody says in the chat on YouTube, somebody says, can a narcissist also breed a narcissist? Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You got to look at what we're accomplishing and what we're doing with this narcissism. Okay? Remember, nothing is bad. Everything is for your highest good. We're always trying to move towards the advancement of the DNA of the soul that is having the experience, and in most instances, in the bloodline. In the bloodline. Okay? And so, what do we know about people who have children? Children are reflections and projections of you, to show you so that you can start to realize and to see who you are in this lifetime. So somebody said, can you breed a narcissist? Absolutely. You breed one so that you can be looking at you and start to realize who you are. And most often than not, that is how the life path usually goes for a narcissist. So think about who you know that's a narcissist. Think about their children, and maybe not all the children, but there usually be one of them that is in line with the narcissist, so that narcissist can have that projected experience. Y'all see why I ain't got no kids now? I'm trying to have no kids. Kids are karmic reflections. That's what they are. Karmic reflections. Anybody have time for no more karma now? Okay. And so look, let's talk about the timeline collapse for the narcissist. Because most people say, well, look, they've been saying this timeline gonna collapse for a while. When it's gonna collapse, and how long is it gonna be collapsed? Guess what? The collapse could be for hours, days, months, years, forever. Do y'all understand that? A narcissist could collapse in the moment, and then 2 days later, they're right back to being who they are. Do y'all understand that and know that? We're in the frequency now where the collapses are happening. So now it's up to us, now it's time to realize how long these collapses are lasting, because now we're in awareness and we're not able to support the narcissism anymore. So look, the collapses may be longer now. You see? Because now we're in awareness. We know what to look for. We know what they're like. We know that if they have a breakdown and they move out of it and we recognize it, we know what not to do to put them back into it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. On TikTok, Cynthia says 6 years free from the narcissist husband. He just moved 3 houses down from me. Like, what the hell? Girl, check it out. What the hell? The universe say, look here. Say, you thought you say you free, we're going to put them real close to you and make sure you're free. We're going to confirm that you have broken that attachment to the narcissist. So let's give you another test. Baby, the universe is always full of tests. They will test you on what your mouth is saying. They're going to see if your energy and your spirit is saying the same thing. That's what's happening, Cynthia. So look, so now that we're knowing that these collapses in this timeline for narcissists can last for however long they need to. There is no specification. Once they collapse, don't mean collapse for good, you got to recognize what you're going to see to even know if they having a collapse, right? Yeah. So look, the collapse usually lasts as long as they are not able to control or regain control of a new supply of souls, individuals. Okay? So look, you see how their collapse is dependent a lot on the people that they interact with, the souls that they come across. And so it is important that the people that they're in connection with, aka us, get into an awareness of what we need to be doing so we can keep that collapse, keep that time collapse. Usually during the time of their collapse, you will see blame. Maybe they're gonna blame stuff on everybody else but themselves. You're gonna see deflection. They ain't gonna want to address nothing of not just emotional consideration, but of importance or of self-reflection, self-awareness. They ain't gonna do none of that because you got to remember they believe that their narratives are the truth. Y'all understand that? They can stand on their truth relentlessly. I know, I can speak from experience. I know one. You listen to this person talk and you go, what memories are you remembering? Where are you getting that from? It didn't happen like that. They created how they needed to be created to make themselves look grandiose. These stories, right? And so when they collapse, when they timeline collapse, baby, they may go into withdrawal. They not as grand as they were. The stories start to minimize. It's not like it was. They may even get into a depression. Yeah, you start to see depression. You start going, wait a minute now. They not talking. They don't have as much life in them. They not, feeling so anxious to share and to explain and tell everybody about themselves. Ooh, this is changing. Maybe that timeline is collapsing. But look, while this collapse is happening, when you're no longer giving them the juice that they need in order to support the narcissism, they can start all over with a whole new supply. You say, how do they do that? Look, Cynthia said, look, let me tell you, they can start all over. They can physically move somewhere else, go to a new environment, new people. They can actually start to integrate different people in their lives that they weren't integrated before because the ones that are in it have, become really clear and used to what they're doing and ain't really, satisfying their need as it relates to the narcissist. So they can start bringing in new people in their circle. Okay. Now look, they may or may not begin to identify that they have problems. Now, let me tell you something. It is very rare that a narcissist seeks therapy. Very rare. Because in order to seek therapy, you have to actually come to the realization that something's not right with you, or something's off, or something doesn't feel aligned, or something doesn't feel good. But in the rare instance that they want to seek outside assistance and determine why are people treating me like this? Why is nobody listening to me? Why is it seem as if people think I'm a bad person? Very rare, but it could happen during the timeline collapse. They start to question themselves and people around them and how people are responding and possibly look into outside assistance. Okay, all right. And so look, during this timeline collapse, you will notice some physical things. Like you may see some increased impulsivity. Yeah. It's impulsive behaviors because you got to realize their actual system that has been connected to them from as long as they can remember is getting dismantled. So it's physically causing anxiousness and confusion within their nervous system. And so that's causing anxiousness. So you may see them start to do things that are like very impulsive or sporadic. Like if you're in a relationship, they may say, we need to separate. We need to take some time apart for a little bit, out the blue. And you're going, what the word? Where did this come from? Or if you have a parent who's a narcissist, And they may say, oh, they gonna cut you off. They're not gonna help you financially anymore. Or they tell you don't come by the house for a while. Just out of the blue, just stuff like this where they're trying to break off ties and cause separation, that impulsive type behavior. Be aware because they may be going through their collapse. Okay? You realize another thing that you may see to help you know when the narcissist timeline is collapsing. Uh, Hurting you is not enough anymore. It's not enough anymore. They have to now blame you for things. Okay? So they can't just hurt you by talking about you, saying derogatory things about you. They start blaming you for things that they're experiencing. Like that example I just gave you with, oh, they feel anxious or nervous. Well, it's your fault. You know why it's your fault? Because you came by the house too much, or because you talking too much, or you're not talking as much as you used to, and you got them nervous now because they think you up to something. That's right there. They start blaming you for their nervousness, and you go, "What you talking about?" They say, "Well, you're not talking to me like you used to. What you up to? You got somebody else? You creeping? You don't love me no more?" And you going, "What?" Like, you're the blame. You start getting blamed for their collapse and their nervousness from their central nervous system. Their DNA is reacting. And so what do? They got to blame you. And so look, somebody on YouTube said, transparency moment. I was a narcissist because I was unhealed in a big way. I did get therapy and it helped in other help. Glad to see you did that. Glad to see you did that. Haley says on YouTube, are they narcissists because there's something within them that's unhealed? Okay, so we talked in the beginning, Haley, about some of the things that cause the narcissism to come into fruition and to the surface. We traced it back. Now, this is not all inclusive, but we gave some examples of sometimes during childhood, we know characteristics of a narcissist is they're very grandiose, they're selfish, they, are self-absorbed, they like to brag. And so maybe as a child, maybe they were one child of 13. They didn't get a lot of attention, and when and they didn't get a lot of things as it relates to materialistic things. Maybe they didn't get nice clothes because they were at the end and they got hand-me-downs. And so, they developed this sense of, when I get older, I'm going to have nice clothes. I'm going to, have a good job. I'm going to be somebody. I'm going to be someone people respect because as a child, they were one of many. Okay? I'm just giving an example, one example of a circumstance that could cause someone to morph into a narcissist. Okay? So absolutely, they morph into narcissism because there's something that is unhealed. Absolutely. That is most of the that's 99% of the reasons we develop our emotional and mental insecurities and difficulties as an adult. It's from some things that transpired during childhood and have carried us with us throughout our lifetimes. Absolutely, absolutely. What you talking about, Instagram? Let's see what you're doing. Okay, they're talking about financial freedom. We're not on that tonight. We are on narcissism. Jay says on Instagram, these folks just be bored. They're feeding their energy is insane. Absolutely, absolutely. You say bored, they don't look at it as bored. They don't look at it as bored. They look at it as it is who they are. They are being in the spotlight, being in the forefront. It's who they are. It's what they live and thrive off of. Okay? So they're not bored. They're literally being who they think they're supposed to be. Yeah, yeah. So look, when a narcissist timeline is collapsing, you realize that they want everything from you and give you absolutely, positively nothing. I'm going to say that again. In a narcissistic relationship, when you, the participant with the narcissist, you will start to realize why they're going through their collapse. That they want everything from you and they're not willing to give you nothing, anything. Your relationship breaks up because now they've run out of attention. You have no more attention to give them. Do you understand? They feed and thrive off of your attention. When you narcissist participants, not the narcissist, but the participants in the narcissist cycle, when you realize that you're giving and giving and giving and giving, and there you're not getting anything in return, or not enough, or even close to what you're giving the narcissist, and you begin to step away and become distant, the relationship from the narcissist standpoint is going to break up, because now they're not getting enough attention. They're going to break up with you. They're going to move on. They're going to literally, if they don't physically move on, they're going to mentally move on and just ignore you, not acknowledge you, act like you're not there, not give you any concern, because you're now not giving them any attention. Do y'all understand? That is the fuel for a narcissist. Attention, acknowledgement, admiration, like all of that is what they thrive off of. And the moment you stop giving them attention, affirmation, and validation, baby, that's it. That's it. And a lot of times, who did I tell y'all are drawn to the narcissist? Empaths. And so what do empaths do? Baby, they hold on for dear life because they're people pleasers in so many ways. They're people pleasers. So look, you realize that this person is not giving you what you need, but you still gonna hold on, because what does an empath do? An empath says, oh, they'll change. I'm gonna stay with them because they don't change. Or better yet, this is what an empath will say. Empath will say to a narcissist, I can help them change. You feel like you can help them change. So you hold on. And so what do you do when you hold it on? You're giving them attention. You're giving them validation. You're giving them the admiration. You're giving them the go-ahead to continue the narcissistic timeline. You're giving it to them. So even if it was broken in that moment, maybe you done just rejuvenated it. Because you say, I'm going to stick in there. I've been with this person 25 years. You say, I've been with them 25 years. They're going to change. Y'all be thinking that's what an empath will do, baby. An empath will have such high hopes. They'll be like, yeah, that person ain't giving me nothing. It ain't going right. It ain't doing right. But it's going to change. Right? And see, look, not just the intimate relationship, but y'all do it on the job too. Y'all go to work, y'all work there, you work with narcissists, you can't stand them, you be like, I'm just gonna take it because I want this check. I've been here so long, I don't want to get another job. You take it, you say, something gonna change, something gonna give. Nope, because you're still giving that person your attention, the admonishment, because you want to keep your job and you want to keep it going. And so you keep going and going, you keep feeding it, you feeding the timeline. So if it does collapse, you bring it back up. Okay? And so look, at some point, you guys, every narcissist will receive a collapse. I'm going to say that again. At some point, every narcissist will receive a collapse in their timeline. The question is, how long will the collapse last? That's what y'all got to ask yourself. How long will it last? And how long it lasts is contingent upon the source that is feeding their energy and their awareness to support the narcissism. Okay? Now, when we have these narcissists, let me check on your Instagram. Okay, you all right over there. Let's see. Over on YouTube, Haley says, I was just sitting here asking myself, what if I'm an aware narcissist, but the need of attention validated I wasn't? Okay. I'm okay being in my own bubble. That's a great key to know about them. Absolutely. Because let me tell you something. When you are with the narcissist, okay, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, listen to this. Listen to it, y'all. When you are with a narcissist, you may, if you feel you're a narcissist, let me do that because Haley just brought that up. It's okay to be very self-confident. Don't confuse self-confidence with narcissism. Self-confidence is you promoting yourself and validating your self-worth. That's one thing. Narcissism is where you're promoting yourself in a way that diminishes others, or in a way that makes or is intended to make others feel less than you. You see the difference? So when you say you feel like you may be an aware narcissist, don't confuse your being very self-confident and aware of your self-worth with being a narcissist. Two different things. Two different, totally different things. Okay? And a lot of times, like we say, narcissists require validation. They require admiration. They require praise. They require all of that. Well, if you have high self-worth, you don't usually need outside validation, baby. You got it within. It's internally within you. So if nobody ever tells you congratulations, good job, you're the greatest, you don't care. Because you got that self-worth within you and you don't need it. But narcissists are the opposite. They need that outside validation. It's what they thrive off of, okay? So look, when narcissists receive their collapse, because I just told y'all, everybody collapses at some point. When they collapse, they go into a psychosis and they can't tell what's real and what's not real. Let me tell y'all something. I saw this live in color. One of my family members, baby, had a collapse. The recall of past experiences that happened was so off that when I went to correct them on what actually happened, they had no recognition of not only what I was saying, but of me even being there. Okay? They were in such a psychosis of their collapse that they had a hard time differentiating between what memories were real and what memories weren't. So when you see a narcissist collapse, you're going to start noticing sometimes in the information that they're giving you, not only is it not valid, but they have some difficulty differentiating between actual reality and what's happening. Okay? So look, first of all, you probably wonder, Dawn, what makes this a collapse happen? How do they initiate this collapse? Trauma, embarrassment. Oh, that's a big no-no for a narcissist. Humiliation. They can't do humiliation, y'all. They can't do it. A humiliating experience will set a narcissist way back and get that collapse going. Now, first of all, it's very difficult to humiliate a narcissist. Let's start there. Because remember, they believe in their truth and only their truth. They see things with only their lens, nobody else's. They have no regard for how you see or feel or interpret things. So to get them to a place where you have humiliated them, baby, the collapse is getting ready to show up. Now, what do we say? That collapse could be temporary. It could be a temporary collapse, but it's going to be a collapse. It's going to be a collapse. And so humiliation or trauma is the one you would think would trigger an awareness for this collapse in the timeline of narcissism, but not necessarily, because I've seen it, y'all. I've seen people damn near be near death, and they still full of themselves. And you just be like, oh my God, you one step from death, and you still talking about how this wasn't your fault, and the situation you're in had nothing to do with you, and you're like, oh my gosh. So we know with narcissists, accountability is not even in their repertoire. That don't even try to look for that, the accountability part. But when this timeline collapse is initiated as a result of humiliation or trauma, just be on the lookout for some of the things that we just talked about. However, they may start to reveal their circle on you, baby. Like I told you a few minutes ago, and they're going to start looking for a new supply. A new supply after the trauma, after the humiliation, after the people not giving them the admiration, the time and attention anymore, and they off to the next people, off to the next thing. Baby, that leave you cold turkey and go find somebody else who is now they're able to feed off of. When I think of narcissists, I always think of lower vibrational energies that feed off of us. Like us in our human living state of being, spiritual beings who have like ascended on into the afterlife and who are still remaining around us, like beings who were earthbound and they used to be alcoholics. And so if they're still lingering around in the physical plane, they will usually linger around human beings that drink a lot because they want to get that energy of that being, that's associated with alcoholism, the vibration and the frequency, because they'll feed off of it. So they kind of gravitate towards those living beings that are lined up with how they were when they passed away. I always think about narcissism in that respect, in that I always feel like if they can't get what they need from you energetically, they move on. They move on. And although they don't look at playmakers, they're not looking at themselves in a spiritual way of being. They're looking at themselves like, hey, this is who I am. Why can't you be like me? Because they feel like they are the epitome of what a human being is supposed to be like. They somehow always gravitate towards beings who are not really confident in themselves, or who don't really speak up a lot, or who won't challenge you if you tell a lie, or who like to have companionship, or who like to be friends and have attachments for people. They kind of move in that circle of people, of being, because they know that they can have the most impact on that particular group. Okay? And like I said, empaths are right at the forefront. They're right at the forefront for narcissists. They are their targets all the time. You will more than likely, you never see a narcissist with a confident person. Person who has self-confidence ain't going to be with no narcissist. They're not. And if they are, it's going to be real temporary. Because it's not going to align and it ain't going to feel right energetically. Okay? So I want to reiterate to you guys, don't wait for the narcissist in your life. Don't wait for the timeline to collapse. You ain't got time for that. Okay? You got to go on with your life. You got to do the things that make you happy. You got to start realizing the energy you're giving, time and energy you're giving out to the narcissist that is causing you to attract them. Because see, I get so many people who will say, why do I keep attracting these people? Why do I keep bringing these narcissists into my life? Because what are you giving out? You're giving out that energy and that signal that I just mentioned. Hey, over here, I'll attach to you. You can come and, be grand with me. You can come and take all my energy because I just want to have you around. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to challenge you. I'm going to love you and give you all that I have, because if I do that, one day you're going to give it back to me. And so you go, and if you're at work, you go, I'm a good worker. I don't care how you treat me. As long as I get my check, I know that I'm appreciated. If I get a raise, I'm good. You can treat me however you want. Talk to me however you want. Do what you want. Because I'm attached to the idea that things are going to be great for me. Yes, you are a narcissist dream. A narcissist dream. I used to be, before I stepped into my awareness. Now I'm the worst nightmare, because why? I don't give them no attention. I don't support or encourage, I should say, them to share in their self-absorbed view of everything. I don't do none of that no more. I used to, because you keep the peace, you want to be nice, you want to be loved, but now I can't stomach it, y'all. I can't. I got to move in my direction, move in my whatever. I can't even be in your presence. You better hope I don't even say anything. I'm getting better just smiling and moving on out the way and not sharing with you a couple of things, before I move into my whatever. But that's a little growth. I'm still growing in that area. I'm still growing, because I still like to tell people sometimes about themselves. That's my way of releasing energy so it don't get stored up. I can't help it. Sometimes I got to do it. And that's okay. Long as I do it in a way where I'm trying to be respectful to you, and I'm trying to do it for the highest good of all around, y'all make sure you speak. Speak what you feel, and speak what doesn't align with who you are, especially when it's a narcissist. Don't give them the power to sit there and listen to them make up a truth that ain't the truth. You know it ain't the truth, but you're just gonna sit there and listen. You're allowing that timeline for them to continue. It will never collapse. Never collapse if you give it the energy, the time, and attention, even if you know they're not telling the truth. Look, Haley over on YouTube said, but it's hard not to. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you got to, get up and walk out the room. Don't respond. Don't give it more momentum than what it is. They come around you and they bragging and they being grand. Don't show any excitement about it or any interest. Don't do it. It's not hard. It's hard because you're probably an empath. And empaths do what? They gotta please the people. They are people pleasers. They gotta try to make everybody else happy but themselves. And in the process, you end up right here on this live doing shadow work, trying to heal that part of you. Because that narcissist is creating an energetic block in you that is transferring in other areas of your life now. Now it's outside of just that relationship with the narcissist. Now it has to do with you making decisions on buying a home. You can't decide which home you want. Oh, this realtor was so nice, and she spent all this time with me, but I really don't like none of the houses she showed me. Oh, let me maybe just narrow it down to one that I kind of like, because I don't want to hurt her feelings because she spent so much time with me and she did so much. Now you're going, what they got to do with the narcissist? Well, look, you don't train yourself with the narcissist that you were engaging in and continue to engage with, to allow things to occur in your life, in your experience, that you don't agree with and don't align with, but for the sake of keeping the peace, okay, and allowing someone else to feel better than you. Haley says she meant it's hard to tell people about themselves. Girl, maybe that comes, I don't know how old you are. Maybe it comes with age. Because you hit a certain age, you can tell people about themselves and not bat an eye. You won't even have the least bit of consciousness. The least bit. You can tell them. You can get it out. It'll come. Just ask source for a little help. You get some help. Okay, so look. There is a gap usually between the collapse of a narcissist's false and real self. Okay, so you got to understand, a narcissist has lived their lives primarily feeling as if they're living in their real reality that they create. The reality they create is their real reality, which I know you guys are going to say, wait a minute, we co-create our realities. All of us do. We create our own realities. We do. But these realities are rooted in some essence of truth. We have some truth in our realities. Narcissists create realities based off what makes them look good. Y'all see? It ain't based off truth. Their reality is based off of what makes them look good and sound good. Now, come on with that. And so there is usually a gap between their false reality and real reality collapsing, and them coming into awareness that all that stuff that they done made up and thought about they ain't how it went down, and that ain't what's going on. Okay. And again, this usually happens after something humiliating. Something humiliating will take a narcissist down. You say, Dawn, what could be so humiliating that it causes them to have this gap between their false and real realities? Let me give you an example. I love my examples. So I had a client who had prostate cancer. Okay. And for anyone who's had prostate cancer, more often than not, when they remove the cancer, they remove the prostate, it is very difficult for a man to get hard. Okay. Very difficult for this to happen. I want to say it's impossible, but don't quote me on that, but I know it's difficult. So he had tried to get a little help to get it to working right. So you would think that this would be really humiliating. like for this person, because this is what they lived for. They were out there. This is who they were. They defined themselves by their masculinity. So they had a procedure to get that corrected, to get some help in doing that. And they went back to being their grandiose self. Grandiose self. However, during an act that they were using this, it didn't work. Matter of fact, it kind of backfired in a big way, embarrassing this person. Okay, embarrassing. It was at this moment that the person said, I wonder why this is happening to me. Okay? Now, you got to realize that was a golden opportunity for me to come on in with the narcissism and say, okay, so let's explain to you kind of what's been going on, okay? They don't do humility very well, okay? Before I could even get to like kind of what this meant spiritually, but it was the doctor's fault that prescribed the stuff and did whatever they did it wrong. It was the person that they were with fault because maybe they didn't arouse them in the right. It was all everybody else's fault, y'all. It was everybody else's fault until you still got back around to, okay, you're still in this position, regardless of whose fault it is. You are currently in this position where it is affecting you. So what is this showing and telling you about you? That was the moment that they had their narcissistic collapse. This person said, ooh, maybe this is a sign that I don't value women very well, or I haven't valued the women in my life very well. You don't say. Intimately, familial, like my partner, my mother, my sister, women who work for me. Now the light went on, the light bulb went on. They were getting it now. I'm like, okay, come on, I ain't got to do nothing. They working through it. The timeline is collapsing. Okay, they getting in it. Come on, we getting it. They found a remedy, got it back together, back to the narcissist timeline. See how they collapsed? They collapsed. It happened for maybe 48 hours. 48 hours they were thinking about that thinking. But then look, that narcissist part of them kicked in and said, okay, wait a minute. If this method didn't work, I'm getting ready to try this because I done found this on the internet now. This is what, and then it went right back. But you see how that works? You see how that works? They had a collapse. They're getting their moment. And then depending on the stimulus that comes and is represented to them, they right back on track. They found the energy and the source to get them back into the flow, the narcissism. YouTube says, might accidentally go humiliate some narcissists after this, helping the world, crumbling one narcissist at a time. Laughing emojis. Okay, don't humiliate them too much because guess what? You know we're in a cycle. What you put out is what comes back. No sooner than you humiliate them, maybe it's coming back to you in some way. Y'all got to be mindful of how this cycle is working. You got to be mindful of how this energy on the planet now, since it's collapsing timelines, it is collapsing and bringing karma to the forefront in real time. We're not waiting 5, 10, 15 years now for somebody to get back what they put out. We ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. It is immediate. And I'm not just talking about what you consider bad karma. We talk about good stuff too, because people are sowing good seeds out here. There are people out here being of service to people, that are helping, that are donating, that are assisting and counseling and doing all that. They're reaping some good seeds. Maybe that karma is coming back too in real time. So you guys stop thinking, get ready, whatever you think you get ready to put out. Think twice before you put it out because it's coming right back. It's coming right back to you in real time. Real time. I see on TikTok somebody's requesting to join the live. Unfortunately, we are live on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube tonight. So can't go live with you because then my Instagram and YouTube people cannot see you over here, okay? So this one would not be the one for you to come on. You have to come on on another night when we do some live readings and things like that. Then you come on live. Okay, let me get some of these comments. What you guys got going on tonight? Okay, nothing over there on Instagram. TikTok, what are you guys doing over here? Comments, questions. I see you guys are in and out over here on TikTok. We are talking tonight. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the collapse in the narcissist timeline. If you are a narcissist or you know a narcissist, the timeline for your existence and your reality is collapsing, meaning you're now starting to step into an awareness that you've been demonstrating narcissistic behaviors. And if you are not a narcissist, but you're connected to one, you are now collapsing as well in terms of how you respond to narcissists. How you respond to narcissists. Because we now understand, y'all can't keep blaming everything on narcissists. We are giving them the fuel that they need to exist. Period. So it is not just them, it is collectively, every being here as we evolve, we collapse timelines, including the narcissist timeline. On all platforms, if this information is resonating with you, please give me a like. I would appreciate it. If you're not following me, please follow me. TikTok, y'all doing some stuff over here. I'm new over here live on TikTok, so I'm going to figure all this out, but I see I got some hearts at the top, so you guys can click some likes. Instagram and YouTube, come on, you guys, come on over here. Let me make sure you're still here with me, okay? And so if you understand who a narcissist is and the characteristics of a narcissist, and you understand the effects that this relationship has on you, you're going to get to the nucleus of your shadow work that you are now doing as a result of being connected or with the narcissist. A lot of you may not be connected with narcissists now, but you were at some point. You were at some point, which has caused you to be who you are today and where you are today. Baby, I know I was. Yeah, I got a parent that was a narcissist. That is a narcissist. He's still here, so he is. So I know what this is like firsthand. And when it is someone close to you and you come into an awareness and you say, I'm not going to feed it anymore. I'm not going to assist it in continuing to go on. I'm going to try to be a part of the collapse. And that part of the collapse requires you to step away. It's hard for some people. It's hard. You can't physically step away, then step away from it mentally and emotionally. Okay? Don't feed into it, don't give into it, don't support it. And as Haley says, it's difficult sometimes to tell people about themselves. Well, if you don't want to tell them about it, show them about it. Just show them. Show them by your actions. Show them by your actions. Questions about the collapse of the narcissist timeline that we're experiencing now. Questions on any platforms. Coming up to my hour mark. It's been an hour, baby. This hour goes by fast. Okay, let's see. On YouTube, narcissists, Ebony says, narcissists are collapsing because of the karmic cycle we're in. Yes, they are. We are becoming aware of our karma now, and we're now digging deeper to see the causes of our karmic cycles. And when we realize that some of these karmic cycles are caused by some of these narcissists that were in our life, baby, we shut it down. We shut it down. We're walking away, and we are saying good riddance. We are done. We are not going to be a part of your cycle anymore. We're not going to be the source. So absolutely. And thank you on YouTube. You're thanking me, but I want to thank you for being very forthcoming with the information that you were a narcissist and you got therapy and you were able to move forward. I love to hear that. Love to hear it. I hope we may start to get more people who may not, you don't even have to admit to the title of narcissist. We don't even need you to do that. But just be in an awareness that the truths that you're living and the energy and admonishments that you're seeking, and your need for having admiration and having manipulative behaviors, just understand that those things are present. We don't even have to call it narcissist. Just be aware of some of our own characteristics. Let's see. Gail on YouTube says we made a contract with narcissists along the way for learnings, but now is the time to let that go and go within. Absolutely. Good point, Gail, to bring up. So Gail is saying that most of us who have encountered narcissists in our lifetime and on our life path and our experience, it's in our soul contract to do so. Because as a result of this relationship, we're going to learn more about ourselves and help and assist our souls to evolve. I agree 100%. I did it. Had I not had the narcissistic relationship in my family, I would not be in the spiritual place of awareness that I'm in now. That was just one of the relationships that contributed to my spiritual evolution and awareness. So excellent point to bring up, Gil. You're absolutely positively correct. So narcissists in our life are not a bad thing. Again, they're showing us about us and what things about us we're trying to evolve from and to ascend from. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. So when we look at this, when we do our things with our narcissists, and we know that since this timeline is collapsing with the narcissist, you guys be on the lookout, not just for the sudden disruptions in your lives as it relates to these relationships, but start to look at your movement forward. Start to look at how you start to get the desire and the inspiration to start moving in different ways and creating new circles and having new guidelines for yourself that you require as it relates to any kind of relationship, intimate, friendship, co-worker, whatever. You are now going to start developing guidelines as a result of your experience with the narcissist, okay? If you are kids or children of narcissists and you're adults and you're estranged from these people, it's okay. It's okay. You guys don't make yourself feel guilty or that you're wrong. No, you recognize now the purpose that person served in your life, the life goal and path that they were leading you towards to help your soul realize, and you've healed from it. So it's okay. It's okay. That season has ended. Doesn't mean you have to stop loving the person. Doesn't mean you have to stop caring for the person, but you're going to stop giving the person all that you were previously given. Let's see. Angel Face on YouTube says, unfortunately, most narcissists are in leadership roles. However, I do see them falling. Absolutely. You shall. This narcissist timeline that's collapsing is not just for those common folks. It's for people who are in leadership and positions where you are in front of the masses, because you're going to fall in front of the masses so that everyone can have an upgrade, if you will, in awareness and evolution as a result of this, because we're all evolving and understanding what's going on. Gail says, yes, they are tumbling now as we stop feeding them. Yes, we are. We are starting to feed them. And a lot of times we're not just ignoring them, but we're kind of low-key trying to humiliate them a little bit, right? Seems like instinctively people are trying to publicly humiliate narcissists or make fun of them. Yeah. Almost like they know that is their weakness. Absolutely. Okay, now, hopefully, if you are carrying a shadow related to a narcissist that has contributed to your overall functioning and your not so well-being as an adult, you will understand more now that person's role in your life and now what your role is in your life to do to clear that energy and that healing that needs to take place as a result of that experience. We couldn't do a shadow work session without doing a session involving healing from narcissists. If I could tell you how many times I get so many clients who come in with the, not complaint, but the request to try to heal from some narcissistic experiences that they've had. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. I want you guys to know that right now I am running a special promo for one-on-one spiritual coaching. If you need to get connected with your spirit guides and see where you are in life and what's going on right now and where you're headed, please go to my website, discoveringyourinnerlight.com, or click the link in the bio. Click on that spiritual coaching session and use the promo code INNERLIGHT, all caps, INNERLIGHT, Inner Light, all caps, one word, for one-on-one spiritual coaching sessions. If you are interested in tapping into your intuition, getting more connected and aware and confident with the divine guidance that you are receiving moment to moment, day by day, get to my website, sign up for my intuitive guidance class. It begins on August 8th. The promo code is Inner Guidance, all caps, INNERGUIDANCE, Inner Guidance, for the intuitive guidance class that begins on August 8th. It is 3 class periods, 2 hours each class, total of 6 hours of instruction. We meet online. It's worth it. It's fun. It's good. You will enjoy it. This is part 1 of a 2-part series, this class. So you don't have to take both parts, but if you want to take this introductory class, it is available. You will enjoy it. Haley says Johnny Enoch has been exposing Gaia and the narcissists that are associated with Gaia. Ooh, child. Ooh. Now see, she's trying to make this the T on my shadow work section. She giving a little tea. I didn't know that. I told you guys I stopped following Gaia not too long ago, just because not that the information isn't good, it just doesn't align with me right now where I am. But so that's that with that. So just start noticing, you guys, that you will be aligning in different ways now with different things, different people, different situations, different groups. How about that? Okay? Because we're healing. And as y'all keep healing, growing, you're going to keep evolving. And as you evolve, you're going to keep on moving to the next thing. Okay? So hopefully tonight, TikTok, no questions over there. Instagram, no questions over there. YouTube, all of you guys have been so great tonight. Join me next Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for another shadow work session. I'm going to be on TikTok doing some live readings, TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to be doing some live readings, so if you don't follow me, get over there to those platforms and follow me, because I don't know when I'm going to do them. I just do it on the spur of the moment. So if you're following me, you'll know when I go live. So you guys make sure you do that. Gail on YouTube says, sending love to everyone. We appreciate it. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight on this Thursday night for shadow session number 5, baby. We're going to keep going till we got no more shadows, till we're free and clear of the shadows, okay? So until next time, everybody take care and good night. Ta-ta! See ya.